Good evening, people. It is 18:10 on a Monday bank holiday, the 31st of August, 20. I had to think 2015, and it's in 2020. Far-sighted git, ain't I? I was going to say something else just then. It's gone out the bloody window, isn't it? Apart from the fact the telly isn't on yet. Lucky put up a post, a video and saying about the dream and that. And he don't know whether it was a vision of the future or a dream. You know, I mean, sometimes it's what you watched all day long or been in, and it sort of influences what you dream. I have dreams so intense that, you know, when I wake up, I can't believe that I wasn't actually there. My dreams, and I go right back to my first job, 53 years ago for some reason. Sometimes all the jobs are mixed up. The foreman of one place is just another bloke working next to me in an entirely different place. Some made up places, or some's got one bit of a place I've worked and another bit of another place. Took about confusing. Anyway, about or nearly 20 years ago, I mean, I was, you know, I'm diabetic, and I didn't know, I wasn't on insulin then or nothing. I was in St Thomas's Hospital. I just started a brand new job. The money was quite good. And that's my quite good wife going past there. Carry on, dear. Hello, yeah, hello. No swearing, please. Oh, God. So I'll just have a mad half hour. Oh, God. The other half of the double act, like, you know. Anyway, yeah, best part of 20 years ago, I got this, it was in security, but I'd gone from one place, one security firm, and I joined another one. Yeah, he said. So, after about 3 weeks, I suddenly got the flu. It was night work and day work, you know. It was only a small little Chinese bank over in the city in London, and I was sort of like, it was me and 2 others on different shifts. And it was like, I'd done patrols in other places, tons of them, but these were only about 4 floors. I mean, I'd done patrols 20, 30, 40 floors before now. And you had to learn all the different, you know, patrols, the different patterns, the different places you had to go in the building. And anyway, I felt quite sort of fluey, and it collided. I mean, shift patterns, sometimes you work one, it's 4 days on, 3 days off, all this lot. And I had, I think it was the Monday, and I'd finished about 3 weeks straight off, and I think I had a week off. And I thought, oh God, I don't feel too well at all. So I go to bed, and I wake up feeling fine. Hello, dear. Can't get rid of these. Oh God, the backup's there and all. Get out of it. Okay, Zara, enough. Kids, get out. I mean, get out. It's the other way around. Anyway, I'm trying to be serious. Well, serious for me. And keep her noise down. You know, there's nothing to tell you when it's on. So I'll get back to it now. So I went to bed. When was this? I suppose I'm going to kick her one in a minute. Did she have to come out now? Anyway. It's alright, my daughter will take the rest of it. I'd gone to bed about 7:30 in the morning, because the shift I'd been working the night, and it ended about 7 o'clock in the morning. So I went to bed. Anyway, I woke up 6 or 7 hours later. I felt great. You know, great. I went to put my sock on. Boy, did I get a shock. The toe on my left foot was completely black. Gangrene. Overnight. Ulcers all over it, weeping. Oh, I hope anyone ain't eating. I thought, oh my God. And as I looked at it, I knew then that my life was going to alter from then, and I thought, I've only just started this firm 3 weeks, that'll go. So anyway, I go to the doctor, and they rushed me straight into St Thomas's Hospital. And they take one look at it, you know, and they said, will try and save it, because at the time, if you're diabetic, not all the time, you lose a complete feeling in your feet and part of my legs as it happened, and they could have amputated my toe then and there, and I wouldn't have felt nothing. So I watched them try and save it, operating actually while I was in the bed in the ward, because it didn't bother me because I'd been a hospital porter, theatre porter, and once you couldn't feel the pain, I was quite interested as I was watching someone else. Anyway, it didn't work. I rang the firm up an hour later. I said, "You'll never guess where I am." I said, "I'm in hospital and I think I'm going to have my toe removed." I said, "Will I lose my job?" And they said, "Well, no. The site that you're on, it was a great site, because each site is different money. It depends on what the customer's prepared to pay." They said, "No, you'll probably, whenever the healing is, you come back, we'll go to another site, but probably won't pay as good, you know." So anyway, I might have to put my earphones on in a minute. I'm keep wandering off in the kitchen. So, what was I going to say? God. So anyway, they said, "Oh, we'll whip that off in the morning then." So in the morning come along, like, and they amputated the toe. I remember it was, I can't remember the year, but it was January the 7th. I just missed Christmas, because Christmas in hospitals, if you work there, fantastic. And this was in St Thomas's. That's the only hospital I never worked in London. It's the one that's opposite Parliament, you know, on the Thames, next to Ware, years later. And I did watch them again when I was in hospital. They did the Millennium Wheel, whatever they called it. So anyway, they whacked that off, and I was in there for 3 weeks before we know. Anyway, the point of what I'm saying was, because my sugar, they said your sugar is so far up, it's a wonder you're walking around, it's a wonder you're alive. So for 2 weeks of the 3, I was in St Thomas's, and every 2 hours, day and night, I had to have what's known as OBS. They have to test you. So they're waking me up in the day and in the night every 2 hours. That's how serious it was. Well, after 4 or 5 days, it's all about sleep deprivation. When I was awake in hospital, and then when I was asleep for that 2 hours, in the end, I did not know what was reality. I was talking to my mum and dad in the dreams, and I said to my dad in the dream, I said, "You're dead, aren't you?" And he said, "Yeah, but that don't matter." And we're chin wagging, and it got so bad, and towards the end of the 2 weeks, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know whether the dreams were real, or was I in St Thomas's, or was I dreaming it somewhere, having a kip. And it got so bad, so intense, and I could not tell the difference. So, Lucky's is a bit different, isn't it? He doesn't know whether it's dreaming or vision of the future. Let's hope it's not a vision of the future. And mine was because of no sleep, but the intensity of the dream. You know, so it's a bit like Doctor Who's TARDIS travelling in different timelines. It was so real. You know, and then when they stopped doing the OBS, meanwhile they decided I need to go on insulin the rest of my life. So it had gone down and they controlled it. I was on, what was it? Was it insulin or something else? I was on all the time, you know, on an IV, and it was in the wrist, in the back of the hand, which it makes it murder to try and sleep, because you can't turn. God's sake, can we have a bit of quietness? It's getting ridiculous. Wait. Well, getting too loud. I keep listening to what you're saying instead of what I'm trying to say. Bad enough, the telly's on. Oh. Third part of the double act don't work. In more ways than one. Anyway, yeah. So when I finally fell asleep, and they didn't have to do it more than, it was 6 or 7 hours or something, and then it all got back to normal, and then I had this weird sensation of, am I now permanently asleep, dreaming in St Thomas's? or was the other one really reality, but I've died or something and I'm stuck here in a dream? Because sometimes I think when you die, whatever you're dreaming about, you might end up like that from forevermore. I don't know. So I don't understand what Lucky went through. You know, it's so intense. And sometimes the detail is real, you know, it's absolutely accurate as it is in life. On another time, of course, it's way out, all over the place. I think I call this a rambling dream. That's all I want to say, really. I was right about the fact that I bet we don't go out on a bank holiday today. We didn't go out on a bank holiday today. I didn't even bother to go up the road, as I said. Because we went to... I went to bed watching something 3 o'clock. I went to bed at about, I don't know now, 12, 1. I got up again 3 hours later, she was still there. And she went to bed and I thought, I don't feel sleepy now. And it got to about 5 o'clock, I thought, well, it's no use me going to bed now because I'll wake up about 11 o'clock, which I did. I thought, and I want to have done my insulin or nothing. So I'd have early breakfast, insulin and all the rest of the stuff, right? And then went to bed. So I didn't really feel like going out, and it's raining, it's an horrible day. So, like, you know, so I didn't bother. But tomorrow I shall be going out, I shall be going down the gym about the first time in about 3 weeks. Because the girl was on holiday for the last 2 and trainer. So I don't know if I'll be well knackered or what. Meanwhile, I had another ulcer come up, that's burst. There's a name for people who keep getting ulcers on their leg, and somebody down the gym told me. I mean, it's from diabetes, but it's also a condition. This time though, it didn't come up on its own. I walked into my mobility scooter's got a sort of a little bumper bar around it, and I walked into it. Marvellous, isn't it? Of course, I get the usual from the wife. You're clumsy, but you can't. Shut up. You can't. You can't. You know, everybody knocks their legs down again. There was nothing there, it didn't graze it, didn't cut it, and then about half hour later I said to Jen, oh, bloody great ulcer. Well, it's burst anyway. And the skin is covering it, like when you have an you have amputation and they use the flap of skin to go over the wound. Well, it's like that, you know, it sometimes helps. But I was looking on Wikipedia, as I call it, about ulcers, and it says, oh, to get rid of the loose skin and all the rest of it on it. But we're keeping it on there. Because I think it's better, like, you know. At the moment, I haven't even had to cover it up. But I'm wearing shorts at the moment, so I don't have to, you know, worry about the trousers. But I think it's going to be all right, you know. Because it might have the least trouble with this ulcer as the others, because it can go on. I mean, the other big one I had, it started off when I was in hospital, it lasted a year. Because I had, just when I went up to 18.5 stone, and it was about 4 stone of water. Which is why I'm on water tablets now. It's built up a little bit again, but not too bad. And while I think it influences too much water for about, oh God, at least 8 months of the 9 that it took with this ulcer. I couldn't stay in bed more than half an hour. I was terrified. I had to get up out of bed, and I was terrified, not of a dream. I was terrified. I had to get up. And of course, you're sitting up. You're supposed to have your legs up, and I've got so much gear here, it's impossible, you know, you put my legs up. So I'd go on here, and that stopped it healing, and it was massive. It was about that big, this ulcer, really big. Bandage out the water, used to come out all the time. Oh, it was murder, it was. It's the worst one I've ever had. The moment I started, for some reason, the fear sort of went, and I laid in bed in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. The skin had healed over it. You know, it started off as tiny little blobs of flesh, and I mean, in 3 weeks, the thing was healed. It was unbelievable. That's because, you know, and they got my water down anyway to 14.5 stone. Last time I was 15 stone 4, and my doctor said, no, that's fine. I thought, but I thought you wanted me to go at 14.5. So, well, that's the start of it. I'll probably weigh about 16 stone at the moment because I've still got a fair bit of water in the stomach. But when that goes, which I think it's actually started, after having 5 fusamide tablets, which is a very strong water tablet, it's finally shifted. I know it started it off. Because my heart don't pump enough, that's why. And I've done the exercises, maybe that's it. But I should be exercising. What a bloody ramble, look. God, I've gone over 15. I don't know if they cut it or what, but years ago I was made sort of a partner in here, and you could go over 15. So I don't know if that still applies to me. We'll soon find out, won't we? If they cut it or something, and I publish it. So that was a weird sort of ramble from me, I suppose. But you know, because it's funny. You can sometimes you can't remember dreams at all. But other times, like Lucky did, you can remember every single one. It can be a pleasant dream, or it can be somebody commented on his channel, a nightmare. You can remember everything, you know. I went to sleep. I can't remember the last 2 days' dreams at all. Another time, there was something about gangs the other day, only because I'd seen it in some program on the telly. Kids they shot each other and God knows what in this dream. And it affected me for about 15 minutes when I woke up. It was the middle of the night, worst time, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to bugger off now. This might take all of 5 minutes. Do you know I've been rambling over 5 minutes? Thank you, wife, double act person. Yeah, well, there you go. I just thought I would say all that, you know. I'm like Bri, really, if you like it, if you like it, if you don't, you don't. Anyway, I've got a new subscriber, Alba. Oh, I can't remember the number. There's 4 numbers afterwards. I think it's 8. I don't know. But anyway, looking forward to your videos, as I said in a comment. I don't know. I think you're a woman. There was a mention of Jane, but I'm not sure whether you're a woman or a bloke or what. I hope you're sure. Unless you're transgender, of course. I've probably just lost a subscriber now. Right. So, see you later. Janet, Bri, Lucky, Reg, if you're getting any of these at all. And I will see you later on down the lug hell, whatever that is. Bye for now.